My goodness, has it been a while, huh? Did any of y'all miss me? Let's talk about manifestations, okay? I'm smiling so hard because I feel like manifestation has been such a big integral part of my life, especially for the past few years. The more better I got at this, the more better my life got. And I just wanted to share a few random tips with you all. I feel like it's gonna help you in your journey to manifest your dream life. Now, when it comes to manifesting, a lot of people I know start with reading the book called The Secret. And that may be a good start, but it also will confuse a lot of y'all because maybe the concepts are so new, maybe you haven't heard about these things before, maybe it's gonna sound a little bit crazy stuff for you, or you just wouldn't know where to start. And let me begin by saying that I think the best way to start is by journaling. You may have heard this 1,000 times, but I'm telling you, when they tell you to journal and to write things down, and by the way, you're not gonna write things down like, I'm gonna do this or I want to have this. No, you're not gonna write in future tense. You're gonna write in past tense, okay? That is the key. And I think once you start with this, you're almost gonna be halfway there because now you have cracked the code. And you know what the code really is? It's so simple. It's getting into the feeling, into the future self that already has everything that you have ever desired. Do you want to move to a certain city? Imagine you're already there. Do you want a certain person to be yours? Imagine he's already yours. Imagine she's already yours. You want a certain house? Imagine it's yours. Now get into that feeling, that high vibrational feeling, that person who has already achieved all of those things. Think like that person, feel like that person, embody the feelings and the presence of that person, and now you write things down. How amazing you feel having earned all of these things. How amazing you feel that now you have this partner. How amazing you feel that now you have this house that you always wanted to have. How amazing you feel that whatever you wanted in your life, you have achieved that, whether it is personal goals or relationship goals or professional goals, whatever it was that you wanted, now you feel so amazing that now you have it all. You are going to write things down in the past tense as if you already have it and you feel so good now that you have all of this. Write how now your world looks like. Write down how your inner world feels like. You're gonna write this all down as if you have it all already. So in a way, this is the best example of faking it until you make it. And I may not be a fan of the concept of, fake it until you make it. I think it kind of is a little silly. But at the same time, when it comes to manifestations and journaling, this is that one thing that for me was just the last straw. Because I have, experimented so much with this. I have done the top 10 frequency level stuff, which I think that's just the next level, right? Even when I did that, I was still missing a little part, and that was to journal, and to journal in a way where I already have everything, or I'm just kind of scripting everything. I remember around my sister's wedding time, which was just last month, by the way. I know, congratulations to all of us. The wedding was just stunning. It was gorgeous. We had such a wonderful time. But rather than journaling, I was scripting because there was a certain things that I wanted at the wedding. There was certain things that I wanted to happen at the wedding. So I scripted. And now this may be a little bit different than journaling. Your journaling would be like, I feel amazing now that I have all of these things. I achieved this and I own this. This is what I always wanted, and now I feel so happy, and I feel like everybody's so proud of me now that I have already attained all of this. That's your future self speaking. That is how you're going to be journaling. In scripting is a little bit different. Now in scripting, what I did again around the wedding time, I was like, the wedding went so amazing. This happened at the wedding. Again, past tense. This happened at the wedding. I'm writing this before the wedding even happened, but I'm writing as if the wedding has already happened. So I was like, I want this person to be already at the wedding, and oh my god, they appeared and they looked stunning. This happened at the wedding and I was so proud. Then this happened at the wedding and I was so happy. There was a certain things that I wanted to happen during the wedding, and it did happen exactly the way I scripted. And I am not even kidding you. Every single thing that I wrote in that script actually is what happened right the next week when the actual wedding actually happened. So that is what I mean by you journaling and then scripting. Scripting you can do right before any occasion or right before you want something to happen, and you're just gonna write exactly down, this happened like this and then this happened like that. Like, you are going to direct your own life and design your own life in that script, okay? The exact occasions that you want, the exact things that you want to happen, you're just gonna write it down exactly like that, but you're gonna write down in past tense. Not the present tense, not the future tense, you're gonna write it in past tense. Whether you're journaling or you're scripting, you're gonna write it in past tense. That's the key. After ages, finally journaling and scripting has become my favorite thing. I kind of used to be very hesitant to write, because I have to manually write. I'm not that person who would text or type. I like to manually write, and I feel like sometimes it takes so much energy and time, and then I fill so many pages of my notebooks or notepads or journals or diaries, whatever, and then I find it so overwhelming that, oh my god, there's so many pages now, what am I going to do with all this? I don't want to throw it away, but I can't go back and read these pages again. So I used to get very overwhelmed, to be honest. Maybe a part of it is a little bit of OCD or ADHD, I don't know. So I used to be very hesitant to write down anything. But I'm telling you, it is so worth it, because I know a lot of people do have this problem. They don't want to write things down all the time, right? But even if you take probably 10 minutes every night, just 10 minutes before you go to sleep, and just script for a special occasion or a special event to happen, or just journal whatever you already want to have achieved and now you have it already, journal it in that way, it will change your life. It really will. The way you will script, you will find that it actually is happening exactly the way you wrote it down. Maybe there would be something I could share. Hold on. It is so personal, I can't even share what I scripted for the wedding, for example, right? But it went on exactly the way I wanted it to go. And I have done this multiple times where I have scripted for certain things to happen exactly this way, like totally designed my whole day in that script, and it went on to become exact reality. And it may sound very magical, crazy, woo-woo, whatever, but it is what it is. It just works, And if somebody like me who is so stubborn and just kind of like set in my ways of how I think, if I can start believing in these things, I feel like you really should try this. Trust me, it is so worth it. The biggest key that you should take away from this video is that you need to start journaling and scripting exactly the way you want things to be. Do this and you're halfway already there with your manifestation journey. And now another few tips that I would give you, which again has changed my life also, you need to become emotionally so disconnected and so detached. And by the way, I'm not perfect at this. I feel like it's a journey and I'm still trying to be a detached person, because I'm a sensitive person by default, right? I feel things, I hear things, I sense things, and sometimes, when people say certain things or do certain things, I do feel, and I'm a little sensitive. I think how sensitive I was in the past, now it's not even like half of it, now it has reduced to a certain amount, and I feel a lot better this way. I don't take things that personally anymore. I'm very detached. I can easily mentally just disconnect, because I'm like, okay, do you know what, Isha, you're thinking about this which is not useful for you, so just stop thinking, stop, and then I just stop. So I have trained myself to do these things, but I know that it has taken me a long time. The more you do this, the better it is going to be for you. And here's why. When you want to manifest things because it's your own authentic desire coming from your inner self. Like, it's your intuition telling you that you want this. When you're a very sensitive person, what happens is people tell you their dreams and their ideas, and they share their achievements or whatever. And then all of a sudden, you get like this fabricated feeling of you want to do the same also. You start to adopt to their dreams or their desires or their feelings or their achievements, and you want to just kind of dwell into those. And then it takes you away from your own alignment and your own desires, and you start desiring things that somebody else is dreaming about, which may not even be for you, because authentically you never wanted that. But now all of a sudden, because somebody is sharing it, somebody probably who you admire or envy, they're sharing those things, and now all of a sudden you want the same too. And now because you want those things that they wanted, now you want to manifest those things. Now what happens is you're manifesting false things that are not even meant to be for you, and that will hinder your progress. You may not manifest that well, and then you're going to be thinking, wait a minute, why am I not manifesting? Looks like this is not working, this is shit, and this just probably works for a certain selected people, maybe not for everybody, and then you will just totally leave out on this journey. It's so unfortunate for you, because if only you stay detached from everybody else's desires and feelings and whatever they're trying to make you feel, and you just stick with your own feelings and your own intuition and your own desires, and then you manifest, you will see that things come to fruition a lot quicker. They will become your reality a lot quicker because they're really meant to be for you. That is why you had the desire for it in the first place. If something wasn't meant to be for you, you would never have had the desire for it. I mean, that's just a given, right? Be very authentic and be aligned with your own feelings. Be in your own mind, but I would say more than being in your own mind, be in your body, be in your gut, be in your intuition, because that is where your desires will come on the surface, and you'll be able to hear them a lot quicker, or clearly, let's say, and you will be able to manifest a lot quicker also. Another tip would be, now this is a big one, again, I know a lot of people will have a problem doing this, and that is, please meditate. Now, I think, again, for somebody like me, I'm an Aries, we have a lot of energy, we want to do a lot of creative things, we're so creative, we're crazy, So what happens is, we don't really get the courage, or we don't have it's like we're a restless soul, and we find it so difficult to sit down at one place and then actually meditate. But once you master this craft, again, your manifestations will be next level. And it took me so long time, and it took me so much of hard work and training myself for this to actually sit down, okay? Stop thinking, stop moving, stop feeling, stop. Just sit down. Breathe. It took me ages, I'm telling you. It took me such a long time, but it was so worth it, and I'm so glad that I kind of did get somewhere with this. Imagine if I had just started now. I wouldn't be doing half the things that I do. I wouldn't have half the things that I have. I wouldn't have manifested like crazy stuff that I do all the time. Now it's like I think of things and they become reality. I feel things, and even without writing them down sometimes, without any journal or scripting, sometimes they just happen. And sometimes my friends are scared of me. They're like, how do you do this? Are you like a witch or something? Who were your ancestors? I've had this question a few times, and it's like, no, you know what? It's just, I have really trained myself to become this person who manifests, who stays aligned. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I get out of alignment also. Recently I've had to take a lot of professional help from someone that I know, only because I was in Pakistan for 2 months. And in these 2 months, I almost felt like, I was surrounded by so many people, occupied so much. Then it was my sister's wedding and, all those family functions and stuff, that I almost felt like I'm listening to other people a lot, whether it's mom, auntie, uncles, relatives, friends, whatever, neighbors, that I almost felt like I was being ripped apart from my own alignment and authenticity, and I was functioning the way everybody expects you to function. Yeah? I felt very much unaligned, and by the time that trip ended, which was about a week ago, I felt like, where am I? I returned back to Dubai, and I was like, I can't relate with myself anymore. I can't relate with anything. How was I living here? Why was I living here? Like, now I'm thinking like everybody else that I met in Pakistan. All of a sudden, I'm not thinking like myself again. It took me a few days to just sleep, because one thing I can tell you, this is another tip by the way, when you feel out of alignment and totally conditioned by society or whatever, and if you want to decondition yourself or reprogram yourself, what you do is sleep a lot. Sleep it all off, okay? Sleep the cloud away. You will sleep it all off, I'm telling you. It will take you a few days probably. I think for me it took me good 4 days, and on the 5th day I started to feel like myself again, and I'm like, now I can hear my own breathing again. I can hear my own inner intuition and inner calling again. I can sense my purpose again. Now I'm back to myself. Now I feel grounded. So sometimes you will feel like you're taken out of alignment, and that is okay. Sleep it away. Meditate a little bit, get in touch with, there's amazing manifestation coaches out there. You can get in touch with me if you like. You can email me right here if you wish, or the email address will also be in the description below. Get in touch, and sometimes if you feel out of alignment, you may need help from someone professional, or you may need the help of a lot of sleep and a lot of meditation, and in a few days or a few hours maybe you will be back to your normal self. But please do that, and do take the time to do that, because what happens is we get so conditioned by people, family, society, whatever, that we start to function exactly like we are supposed to, or so we think. And then we find it so hard to get back to ourselves because we may be on a totally different path. We may be, have a totally different career, have a totally different goal in life that an average person doesn't even understand, and that's okay. But if you are in this lane and you have bigger things to achieve, better things to do, or whatever, you have to decondition, you have to reprogram, you have to meditate, you have to journal, you have to sleep it off, okay? You have to brush off that dark cloud so that you can hear yourself and hear your own intuition. Because the last thing you want to do is listen to somebody else's dream and try to adopt to them. No, just because they think you're supposed to do the same, actually you're not. You're supposed to do what you feel like from the inside, because your inner voice is God's voice, and that is something you should never forget, okay? And God's voice can never be wrong for you. Somebody else telling you their dreams, that is their inner voice. That is their God's message for them, not for you. For you, the message that is meant to be for you, you're not going to receive it from another person. You're going to receive it from your own inner self. So keep working on yourself and keep manifesting. I hope that this really does help you in your manifestation journey. I know I haven't dropped a video for such a long time. So much has been happening in my life and my manifestations have been just crazy. I may have been a little bit out of touch with myself or out of alignment for the past, I would say, month and a half, because I was away and there was a lot of people around me and stuff, and I couldn't even feel like myself, to be honest. And now I feel like I'm back again, and my inner self was telling me to make a YouTube video today. And what's so funny is that while I'm recording this video today, I just received a comment about an hour ago, right? I was just kind of getting ready and stuff. I'm like, I am making a YouTube video today, and just about an hour ago, while I was doing some makeup, I received this comment notification under one of my old YouTube videos where somebody's like, you haven't posted for a very long time, Isha, is everything okay, I wonder? And how very sweet of that, hold on, who was that? Let me see. I have to mention who that was just so we know who that was. Now, unfortunately, there is no name on the profile. The profile says FGTRHWU2. Been a while since you posted anything here, Isha, all good? And I did reply, thank you. I was just thinking to post again this week as it's been a while and life has just been so crazy, busy and wonderful lately. I hardly found any time. I was traveling as well. And then she did reply, I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, but this is just so sweet. No worries, don't rush yourself if you're too busy. I was just concerned as it's been some time since I saw a video. Happy to know that you're okay. How very sweet is that? I feel like I had to include this in this video, okay? But what a coincidence, because just when I'm thinking I'm making a YouTube video, I get a confirmation that somebody is there reminding me, hey, you haven't posted for a while, are you okay? All of these little coincidences, I always take them as a signal that I'm on the right path, and since we're talking about manifestation, these small little, nuggets or incidents, they're always serving as a confirmation that you are on the right path. So never ignore these things. I never take these things for granted. I never take anybody's comment or a reply for granted. I feel like there's always a message in there, always a signal in there. It's always somehow a coincidence that has bigger meaning behind it, right? I would want that you also look at things this way, because it will turn your life into such magic that, people around you will be surprised. Hey, how did you do that? That is magical. Are you a witch or something? That is the best compliment somebody can give you once you start manifesting like next level stuff, whether it's money, more travel, people, like whatever you want, it's at your service. And when you start being that way or living, a life like that, and if you have people that are close to you and they will witness all of these things, they will be a little bit scared and they will call you a witch, okay? Take that as a compliment, because by the way, we're not witches, we're not doing any black magic or any of these kinds of things. I mean, I pray, but at the same time, I'm a huge believer in manifestation, and even though I don't really talk much about religions and stuff, I'm not the best person to talk about those things. However, in Islam, and I believe in every religion, we are highly called towards our own inner calling, first of all. No religion would ever tell you against that. Second of all, intuition is a God's gift. Everybody has it, polish it and listen to it. Every religion will encourage you for that also, okay? In fact, the way prophets used to receive, all the messages was through intuition. It was through their inner voice, their inner calling, okay? What was that? It is the highest form of intuition. So you have to polish your intuition and listen to that, because all the messages and all the signals and all the gifts you will receive from your inner voice. So never ignore those. I hope that this helps you. I will see you probably in one of my next videos. Any video topics you would want me to talk about, leave them down in the comment below. What level of manifestation journey are you on right now? I want to know a lot more about your manifestations. And also please in the comments let me know down below, what are the biggest manifestations that have come to reality for you? What are you currently trying to manifest? Have you started this journey already or not? What level are you at? Are you like a complete beginner? Are you on the intermediate level, advanced, top 10 frequency level, whatever you are? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to skip all of these steps and just go straight to the top 10 frequency, where there's just like next level magical manifestations that come to fruition all the time, where people will actually start calling you a witch, you want that, then my top 10 frequency enrollments are open. The link will be given right down below. You can enroll yourself in there and learn all those wonderful things that will just take you to the next level when it comes to your manifestations and living the top 10 life, like a top 10 high value person. All the best!